So I'm currently watching the Aussie yen. And the reason why I'm watching the Aussie yen compared to something like dollar yen, right, is the fundamentals of what it means to trade these pairs, right? When, for example, we're trading a dollar yen, well, you're comparing essentially a haven currency against a haven currency. And in my opinion, that becomes more of a play between where yields are going between the two countries. So if you look at dollar yen, it's very choppy. It's been going a lot more sideways. Now, when you look at something like Aussie yen, which we're seeing pulled up here, it's a lot of a different story because you're comparing the anti-risk currency against a growth currency. So it's very sensitive to where swings in market mood are heading. So as you can see over the past couple of days, as we saw stocks as a whole weaken here, we saw ASEAN start to tip here. Now we don't quite have the same technical formations as we had at the yen index. There are no wedges here, but we did have a breakout to the downside of an ascending channel, and we might actually get a bearish crossover here between the 20 and the 50 period moving averages. This is a 4-hour chart, by the way. So this could be a near-term sign of a top here in Aussie yen.
Yeah, so just to confirm, Daniel, that's the death cross there if that 20-day and 50-day moving average crosses over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So if we see that blue line push above the green line, that could confirm the cross, which would be a near-term downside technical signal, which, by the way, also follows some negative RSI divergence, right? We saw Aussie yen in the very, very, very beginning of September hit higher highs, but RSI did not. Now it established a zone of resistance between 82.02 and 81.865-ish. So there's your ceiling. And we seem to be sort of aiming to the downside towards an inflection zone I'm watching, where we saw a floor be established in late July, somewhere between 79.82 and 80.14-ish.
And so, Daniel, walk us through the RSI again and what you're seeing on this Aussie yen cross.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, right, earlier in September, the prices were trying to hit a higher high, but RSI was not. So you had this instance where prices were trying to push the upside, but RSI was setting a lower low, and that is negative RSI divergence. It is the opposite of what we saw in the yen index, where it was positive, and that can at times signal of turning points in markets. And as always, when it comes to technical analysis, right, it's all about getting that follow through. And we have seen some follow through here in the aftermath of RSI, in the aftermath of the channel breakout, and potentially now here a death cross here on the horizon.